time for a look at your West Tennessee forecast with meteorologist Brian Davis.
Welcome in, everyone, on this Saturday night. What a hot day it was, and what a hot day it's going to be tomorrow. We're talking about a notch or two higher in temperatures and the heat index, as you're going to see here in just a moment. But let's go ahead and take a look at our current numbers. How high did it get today? Well, some of you got as high as 100 degrees, but out at the airport here at Jackson, the official numbers in the almanac here at 97 degrees. We started off a morning low of 72, a record high set back this day in history back in 2007. Remember 2007? I do remember. That was a hot year, and we topped out at 106 degrees here at the Jackson Airport. But then we had a record low this day in history back in 2004 of 49 degrees. Can you imagine that? The dog days of August, and maybe you went to bed and it was like, 95 degrees. You went to bed, a cold front came through, and you wake up and it's like 49 degrees outside. That would be quite, but only in West Tennessee would we see such an abrupt turnaround in temperatures. Well, we're going to continue status quo. I don't see any 49-degree lows anytime soon for us. That's for sure. Let's go ahead and take a live look at some of our cameras here in Memphis, coming in at 90 degrees. Still feels like 92 out there. And then in Humboldt, or I should say Union City, I didn't change that little label, but that's Union City, 82 degrees. UT Martin coming in at 82 degrees, and we're at 81 right now. And Savannah there at the overpass, looks like a lot of people. I mean, compared to every day I've shown this, there's quite a bit of traffic coming over the overpass in this hour. So a lot of people out and about for the weekend, probably enjoying, the cooler time of the night. I know we just had made our way back in. We were out on the golf cart and I saw a lot of people out throughout my area, just groves and groves of people, like, 5, 10, 15 people standing together, just enjoying the cooler temperatures after such a hot day. Well, let's take a look at those temperatures. We're now getting into the upper 70s. We're at 79 now in Dresden. We've got 79 in Dyersburg, Huntington, and Camden, as well as Trenton. And just a bit cooler here along the I-40 corridor for most areas, 77 in Jackson and Lexington and Parsons, still at 90 right there at Covington and Memphis. And then we've got 77 in Bolivar, 79 out at the Selmer area right now. Winds are still mainly out of the south, but you can see a little bit variable there as high pressure is basically right over us just to the south. So you get that clockwise flow of winds kind of out away from that high. So we're kind of in the thick of it here now, and that heat dome of high is going to be right there throughout tomorrow. It's going to move very little, and that's why we're anticipating our hottest day so far of the entire week coming in for tomorrow. All right, let's move along here. We'll take a look at the radar, which has been very inactive here across West Tennessee. I haven't seen one drop of rain showing up on radar today throughout any part of West Tennessee. All has been very quiet. All of the rain, that has been up here to the north and east. Look at all those showers and thunderstorms and all that lightning we've had in and around parts of Ohio, and then back over here towards northwest portions of Illinois, Iowa, northern Missouri. I kind of almost feel like they're kind of lucky. Yes, they've had a little bit of severe weather. Look at that. Some flooding has even gone on there, reported by law enforcement there in east parts of Iowa. So where it is raining, it is, much like it did here a few days ago, it is raining hard. But like I say, when we pan out, you can continue to see kind of that circle area where you've got the high kind of sitting right over us, and how greatly does that high affect us? It goes all the way out well and far away from the center of high, which is just right there about the Mississippi and Tennessee line. But look at that. That's the drier areas, and then the jet stream kind of coming out of the north here, right over the northern part of the country. That's where you get all the showers and storms. It's been kind of dipping down, kind of like that right there across the northern part of the country. Well, good news, because it is going to start to dive a little further south as we head towards the end of the week, and that is going to bring the rain much closer to our area. And I think by about late Wednesday, Thursday, and especially Thursday and Friday, Saturday, the chances of a scattered storm are going to really start to climb for us. So that will be the end of the heat wave as it looks right now, as we see much cooler air starts to get in here. And you can see hints of that on the surface map in motion here. That's tomorrow. Then we get into tomorrow evening. You can see how that cold front, which indicates where the edge of the cool area is. Look at how close it gets to us, even by the time we get into Monday. So we'll notice a little bit of a break in the heat by the time we get to Monday, and there will be a slight chance that we could see a breakthrough thunderstorm on Monday, but chances are only about 10% or less. Then they go away through Tuesday and most of Wednesday, but then the end of the week, you'll see that here in the 7-day, it's looking about 30% odds for us. Severe weather outlook for the rest of this evening, not any here. And then as we go into tomorrow, notice as that frontal boundary is getting closer, some of the storms that develop along that front will die down. We'll get some outflow that'll go further south, perhaps down to about the Kentucky-Tennessee line, so we could get some thunderstorms there. And so when we zoom in closer, you can see the risk of severe weather, although it's really low, marginal, the lowest level, 1 out of 5. But look at how it comes down all the way to northern fringe areas of like Lake County. You've got Obion, Weakley, Henry, and North Benton very close by. So we'll be watching that tomorrow evening, but I don't anticipate much out of that. Let's take a look at Futurecast. Now, Futurecast looks very uneventful right now, but we're going to go through Sunday. Not much happening here either. You'll see a few storms to the north. There we are at 7 p.m. Here's 8, 9 p.m. You can see kind of skirting through just north of us mainly. You can see a few little sparks there towards Covington and Dyersburg and down towards the Tennessee River. But look at how very short-lived any of that is. And again, most of it, I wouldn't count on that at all. Now, here's what I am counting on. Here's Wednesday evening. Look at that. You start to see more organized areas of precipitation showing up in the area, and even further south into like North Mississippi. There comes our front. It kind of, slowly drops through the area as we head towards Friday. Here comes another wave of reinforcing cool air, more showers and scattered storms. And again, not everybody's going to get the rain, but it's at least encouraging to see that we have better chances of showers and storms coming in towards late week. That's going to help us out as well. All right, so here's a look at the morning forecast. We'll wake up. It'll be about 75 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and it's going to be hot. Yesterday we showed this, and it was showing 84 by 9 a.m. Tonight, for tomorrow, we're showing 85 by 9 a.m. So that already shows us a degree or two warmer as we get towards the hotter parts of the day tomorrow. A quick glimpse ahead, by the way, into Monday. Still going to be hot, but it's more like the mid-90s for the afternoon. But boy, look at the morning hours. Going to be close to 80 there on Monday. So here's the model blend of highs. We're going to peak it out there tomorrow. That's going to be our hottest day. We see a little bit of an attempt at a rebound there on Wednesday, about 98. But then look at Thursday and Friday. We're going to head back down. We could even have some upper 80s there on parts of Friday, maybe Saturday. Fingers are crossed, but either way, low 90s, that's a whole lot better than 100s, isn't it? All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our heat index for tomorrow across the land. It's hard to escape it anywhere. Look at that, Tupelo 111, Memphis 113. Will feel like 110 degrees in Jackson at times, 107 in Savannah, 111 possible there in Union City. Paris, you're not going to escape either, 108. The hottest day of the week so far, as Dyersburg will be like 111. And how about Jonesboro, Arkansas, and Little Rock as high as 114 during the hot parts of the day tomorrow. So let's take a look at that 7-day forecast, and we'll run the 5-day down at the bottom for different areas as well. So a 101 for tomorrow, dangerous heat. 77 for tomorrow night. We wake up to 77. We go to 95 for Monday's high temperature. And then we take a little bit of a dip because we're going to have a little bit of outflow come through. That'll cool us down a little bit, and it'll bring about a 10% chance of an isolated storm on Monday. Yeah, again, I said it, but don't count on it because that's only 10% odds, okay? But there'll be a couple out there. Now, but behind that will drop down to 74 degrees for Tuesday morning. So that'll be the coolest morning we will have had in about 4. And then we'll go to 93 on Tuesday, and then we'll go back up to 98 on Wednesday. But then comes the rain chances. And look at this. We drop back to 93 on Thursday. How about 91 on Friday? 30% chance of showers and storms. And, kind of more typical for this time of the year. That's going to be the weather towards the end of the week. Yes, it is August. Yes, it is summer. But we want it to be down in the low 90s or upper 80s, not 101 degrees. All right, guys, that's a look at your late night forecast. Have a great rest of your Saturday night, and hope you have a good day tomorrow. We'll see you again throughout the day tomorrow. And again, if any of those storms get close to our northern counties, that would be about it. We'll jump in, but again, I'm really not anticipating much as far as that goes. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. Thanks as always for watching West Tennessee Weather Channel. Take care.
We are West Tennessee Weather Channel.